Mockingbird, mockingbird, mockingbird. Hello, I am Chris Noosh. In this video, I'm going to be making a carved and painted piece. This week was daylight savings, which means that we got an extra hour of sleep on Sunday, which kind of throws everything off for like the next couple days because your body's not in that same rhythm that it usually is. So I got to the post office a little bit early, and they weren't quite open yet. And I saw a bird hanging out on one of the trash cans over there. It was a little mockingbird. And it was interesting to me because it was sticking its tail up real high and kind of looking around and just kind of doing its little bird things. And I decided in that moment, I was like, I'm going to carve that bird. I am going to do a piece related to that bird. I thought it was kind of an interesting experience. I was the only one at the post office at the time. Nobody else saw this bird. It was just me. So it was kind of unique. That is what I'm sketching up. That's the experience that inspired this piece. So that's what I'm making this week. This little mockingbird. I don't know that I've ever carved a mockingbird. I've done other sorts of birds, but maybe not a mockingbird. So the first Noosh mockingbird coming on the way. Mockingbird, mockingbird, mockingbird. I'm going to say mockingbird before you guys just turn this video off. All right. All right, so I gotta get this sketch onto a piece of wood so I can start carving this little guy. Some people might consider this cheating, but I use the projector to know exactly how big this mockingbird's gonna be so I don't have to spend time redrawing it to size, and if it's not the right size, erasing it and redrawing it again. It just saves time, and then I cut it out on the scroll saw. And then move over to the airbrush, put some black paint in it, spray up the edges, make it all nice and clean looking. So when I paint it all up, it looks nice and solid. And the final stage of prepping the block is I have to spray paint the entire block black. I guess I don't technically have to do this. I like to do this so I can see the marks that I'm making as I'm making them. It takes the guesswork out of the carving process for me. The little bird guy is all drawn out onto a sheet of wood, and now it's time to carve it. I've got it spray painted, and a little bit of a thumb update. I've got my stitches out. It's still, here, look, I can show you. That's what it looks like. The cut went from there to there, and it's healing up kind of nicely. It still kind of feels weird when I touch it, but I think I should be able to carve this a little bit better than last week. So this will be my second time carving since I cut my thumb, but the first time I've carved anything large. So let's see how this goes. All right, let's get carving. All finished carving up this mockingbird piece inspired by the bird that I saw over at the post office. So now this is going to be one of my carved and painted pieces. So I need to paint up this piece and ink up the surface, and then this one will be done. I wasn't super concerned with getting the pattern of the wings 100% correct. It's just gonna feel like a mockingbird because I painted black and gray and white, colors like that. I'm not super concerned with it being like a portrait of a mockingbird. It's more important to me that the carving looks good, and so that's why I did the wings kind of how they are. They're similar to mockingbird wings, but they're not like exact replicas of mockingbird wings. Sometimes stuff like that's not super important to me. But time to paint this guy up.
So, like I said, I want to make this feel like a mockingbird. Mockingbirds are generally black and gray and white. So this one is just going to be all sorts of shades of black and gray and white. Not really. I'm looking at the idea of a mockingbird, but I'm not going to make it exactly match mockingbird thing. Because I think they have like black and gray feet and black and gray beaks, but I wanted the feet and the beaks to stand out. So I did those yellow, kind of like the idea of like a cartoon bird beak. So this one is what it looked like all finished up. And now the best part is inking it all up. Let's see if I wasted a couple hours or not making this. See if it all turned out good. Let's throw some ink on it. And just like that, this little mockingbird wood carving is finished. From the inspiration seeing at the post office to being done, carved out of wood and finished. I got a couple t-shirts I need to print today, so I'm going to finish you off with that. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoy it, and I'll see y'all next week. Thanks. Bye.